Hi guys. I tried to. YouTube is pissing me off, so I'm trying to race through this quickly. This is step two in my video series for aspects of how I improve Arsenal Football Club. Um, it was a video series that was inspired by one of my favorite reviewers on YouTube called Sledgehammer. You should check out his stuff if you haven't already seen it. Um, and I just thought I'd talk about a team that was very dear to my heart. Um, for me, I've never hated and loved watching Sunderland as much as I do Arsenal. It caused me a lot of stress just watching them, but they're my club, they're my local team. Um, so I had to do a video series on how I feel I'd improve Arsenal Football Club, and this is step two. By the way, bit of a prep. I put step 10 on my first video because I was thinking I was working backwards, but then I realised, hold on, I'm doing a step by step. That should have been step 1. So if you see step 10 and it was done in December, it's actually step 1. Okay, now that's out of the way. This is step 2 on my video series on how to improve Arsenal. And simply put, like I said to the Tim, I'd get rid of Ivan Gazidis. I think he might be a very nice man. I am sure he is. But he strikes me as a yes man, a very much a company man. I'll do whatever it is you say, the board, and there it is. For me, probably, we've lost a lot of people over the course of the years, whether it's RPP, Cesc, uh, you can go even as far back as Vieira, Overmars, Petit. Bigger than every single one of those names that you can mention, the one crucial name that I feel we missed the most is David Dean. In 2004, the game changed because Russian, one Russian, you may have heard of him, called Roman Abramovich, came into Chelsea and changed the game. And David Dean had the foresight to know that unless we do something, we are going to be left behind. So he pushed, and he pushed, and he pushed for outside investment. In 2006, David Dean lost his job because he pushed for outside investment. And here's the sticker. Here's the thing that really hurts my heart. The majority shareholder is Stan Kroenke. This is the man that David G. Dean pushed to have in place to own the football club. That he lost his job because of the stupid board that I talked about in the first video. That is the genius of our board. The small-minded, short-thinking way is, I'll get this annoying man out of my sight type of attitude. He lost his job, and consequently a lot of names were linked to the role, like Aaron Brady and various other chief executives from other football clubs. From absolutely nowhere, Arsenal announced that we've got a new chief executive. So I'm like, okay, it's not David Dean, someone who had an amazing relationship with us together, someone who was able to negotiate contracts correctly, who was brilliant with the press, who was on the FA board, someone who was connected, who made things happen. Who was the grand name that was who's gonna replace that man? Ivan Gazidis. There's an old English saying that I think is so appropriate here. Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? That was the first thing that came into mind. Like, who the fuck is this? Not only, no offense, I know there may be some American people that are watching this, but let's be honest here. You lot don't exactly like soccer. So, you can imagine my surprise, and I'm calling it soccer for the benefit of you. That's the last time I'm going to say soccer, by the way. So you can imagine my surprise when they told us that we had a new football executive, and he came from America, and he was a chief executive at DC United or LA Galaxy, but he left LA Galaxy like 6 months before that. And I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? And the thing is that, again, I have nothing personal against him. But for me, the club has regressed since he's come into power. We don't seem to be negotiating contracts. Every year we're losing a big player. The contract negotiations take ages. When we are looking at a player and we do get him to the stadium to look around, he decides to opt elsewhere. See one matter for that. The guy was at the Emirates Stadium, looking around the Emirates Stadium. Why the fuck did he sign the contract? I blame Michael Gazidis. Because let's be honest, and any real Arsenal fan will know this, had David Dean be there, not only would we have lost half the players that we've lost, we would have lost half the players that we have, but one matter would be an Arsenal player. Pure and simple. Imagine him and Corzola in our team right now. It's them kind of things that piss me off. Because I think to myself, what could have been? So if I'm Arsenal right now, what would I do? People say they bring David back. I'm not so sure. It's a bit like bringing Marwood back. He was a great player, but the guy doesn't have it anymore. And David Dean's been away from the game so long, I'm not sure I would necessarily bring him back in that role. And maybe bring him back in more of a quiet, non-executive or consultancy type of role. You know who I'd bring back? Brian Marwood. I had mixed feelings initially about that story a couple of weeks ago in the newspaper about Brian Marwood being into the Arsenal job. But here's the answer. He's a former Arsenal player. He's someone that knows how to work, who's experienced in the Premier League and knows how to be a chief executive. He will know how to get things done. He will know how to negotiate with the players. And that relationship between him and Arsene Wenger could build. It could. Because someone, I don't care who the fuck it is, somebody needs to stand up to Wenger and say, listen, you're taking too long on this decision. Listen. No, don't do this. You need to buy someone. Someone. David Dean was able to do it, and he had a good relationship with Arsenal, so it's possible. Somebody. And that man is an Ivan Gazidis who puts on the same corporate fake smile every single time, and the guy literally doesn't say anything different from the lines, Arsenal will compete in 5 years' time. In every single interview that he gives, it's literally the same thing. He doesn't say anything different. Doesn't put a different spin on it or anything. And that, to me, is a sign of unintelligence when you can't say something different. That people want an answer and continue to... You either think that we're stupid or you're stupid. It's one of the two. He needs to go. Brian Marwood for Arsenal Cheif exec. Anyway, I'll do another video regarding my 10 steps to fixing Arsenal, which will be kind of, it will go hand in hand. Get rid of the board is the first step. Adding gazidis is the second step. The third step I think you'll like. It'll be a popular one, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. Alright, take care. Peace.